Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's special news broadcast. We begin with breaking news from Washington, D.C., where a major executive order has just been signed by the president. This order addresses the use of capital punishment in the United States, reaffirming its place as a tool for deterring and punishing the most heinous crimes. By the authority vested in him as president, the commander-in-chief has announced a new directive aimed at strengthening and expanding the use of the death penalty across the nation. The executive order lays out several key actions for both federal and state systems, focusing on enforcing laws related to capital punishment and pushing back against efforts to limit or block it. In the order, the president says capital punishment is essential to justice, specifically for the most brutal and violent criminals, including those convicted of murder, child abuse, and other savage acts. He emphasizes that this has been a long-standing tradition in the U.S., going back to the very founding of the country. The order takes aim at what it describes as a growing movement to limit the death penalty. It criticizes politicians and judges who, according to the president, have been blocking or delaying executions. In particular, it highlights the commutation of sentences for 37 criminals who had been sentenced to death under the previous administration. These criminals, convicted of heinous acts like child murder and violent assault, will now serve their sentences in a different manner. The Attorney General, under this new order, has been tasked with several actions, including pursuing the death penalty for all crimes deemed severe enough. Special attention is being given to crimes committed by illegal immigrants and the murder of law enforcement officers. The order also stresses the importance of ensuring states that allow capital punishment have the necessary resources, like drugs for lethal injections, to carry out executions. It also calls for revisiting Supreme Court precedents that limit the use of the death penalty. In a move aimed at bolstering community safety, the order also calls on state and local prosecutors to align with federal priorities, focusing on violent crime and dismantling transnational criminal organizations. While this order is a major step forward in the administration's stance on capital punishment, the president's executive power does not extend to altering existing laws directly. Therefore, implementation will be carried out with respect to existing legal guidelines and appropriations. This sweeping order signals the administration's firm stance on capital punishment, as it seeks to enforce tougher measures against those who commit the most horrific crimes. Of course, we'll continue to monitor how these policies unfold across the country. Thanks for listening. You're watching Draco DK News.